Hey guys, I watched the Square Enix press conference earlier, and I'm just here to give my opinion on it. I don't know if you recall a review, but I'm just gonna give my opinion on what I saw and how I felt about it. I recorded this earlier, but there's a problem with my recording software, and I didn't get to actually um, put it on YouTube. So here's another try. So just to start off, what the hell they start? You know, I kind of it here. Let me say something before I get started with this actual list. And I have to use Kotaku again because again I forgot to write it down. Um, this Square Enix's conference did not feel like it was purposeful, right? Like they didn't. I mean, uh, I don't know why they had a conference. The stuff that they showed was either in other conferences. We've already seen it, or really just two new announcements. Now it's Babylon Falls from Platinum, and Jesus, what was the other one? The Quiet Man. Now that was it. Quiet Man and Babylon Falls. That did not warrant a 30-minute and change conference. There was no point of this. So I watched it and I felt bad for watching it because there's no point. They showed more of Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it just looked like Tomb Raider. There wasn't much. In fact, now I think about it, it kind of reminded me of the first Tomb Raider that I played years ago. So, the one that was on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So, take that for what you will. I mean, it's just more of the same. And if you've played one, you've played a dozen of them. One thing I don't like about the Tomb Raider games is that they all kind of look similar. I know. I mean, this one I was just like, are we in the forest again? And it just came off of just like whatever. If you like Uncharted, this is a good. I mean, it's not a great substitute, but it's something. So this is what you're left with. I mean, it sounds like I'm knocking the game, but if you like it, this is not. It didn't look too bad, but I guess I'm just being an Uncharted fanboy. It has more stuff options. I guess it looked more the same, really. I mean, we've seen it before, but that's just my opinion. They showed off the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. I'm not excited at all to play this. It looks really effing boring. I don't give a shit. This is connected to the Life is Strange. I just don't give a shit. I really don't. And they could not pay me to give any shits at all. That's all that's all I have to say about that. I don't know why they haven't wasted time showing this. I think they showed this at Xbox and at Square Enix. This is not the type of game that you show at E3. I just don't. No, just don't. Just don't do it. But they're giving it away for free, which should tell you how much this shit's actually worth. That's a bad sign when they're giving away a new game for free. Next up is Platinum's Babylon's Fall, whatever you want to call it. And I like Platinum Games. Platinum Games is one of my favorites. I love Bayonetta. I love Beautiful Joe. And there's another game they made that I really did like. It's not Vanquish. I didn't play Vanquish. And I haven't played Nier Automata yet either. But they have a really good track record. And I like them. So this is good. It's coming out in 2019. Great. I hope that doesn't delay like most games do. Just Cause 4. We already saw a trailer on this before. Why show it again? I mean, I feel like in Just Cause games, you really only need one trailer for this game. It's all about destruction. It's all about blowing things up. I know they have a new engine, but you only really need one trailer for this game to show off what it is and maybe some gameplay. And they kind of did. I mean, I think this is more of a story trailer. I saw this a lot earlier today. I'm recording at nighttime, but you don't really need a second trailer for this. Just show it and then tell us when it's coming out, and then bada boom, bada bing. The next one is The Quiet Man. This looked. I don't know what to think about this one either. This is start off with the live action scene, and then it just transitioned to the game, and or the CGI portion of it, and just didn't look very good. The CGI didn't look very good. Maybe that is the game. It just didn't look good. So I kind of feel like they shouldn't have showed it. This would be better for something else. But this is apparently about a guy that's deaf. But like the game, like the article says, it looks like a brawler, and I guess wasn't no stealth, and there's not too many brawlers out there these days. They don't make brawlers very often. But it is what it is, you know. I'm not too interested in it personally, but we'll have to see how it is. Did they give a date for this? I don't think so. I don't think they gave a date for this, but they announced it, so that's something. So Square Enix is doing other things. I just prefer Final Fantasy 16. Tell us when that's coming. Tell us when you're working on it. Tell us when it's coming out. I want to see Final Fantasy 16. And that was kind of it for the new stuff. They had the Final Fantasy 14 crossover. It had Dragon Quest 11, which looked good. You know, I kind of like Dragon Quest games. I like Builders. Builders was fun. And they showed off Octopath Traveler, which was unnecessary in my opinion, because yes, I'm interested in the game. Yes, it looks good. It reminds me of Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 4. Those old the games from the 90s. It reminds me of that. Yeah, it looks really good. I played the demo. It looks great. Plays great. But Nintendo's already advertising so much on their YouTube channel. There's no point of showing this at E3. I mean, I know you kind of have to because you're making the game, and it's nice to see a Switch game on there. But there's no, I didn't see the point of showing off again, basically. And that was it, unfortunately. Oh no, they showed off Kingdom Hearts, but that was the same exact trailer that we got during the Xbox event last night. And I don't want to hear excuse saying that, oh, maybe whoever is a fan of Square Enix didn't see the Xbox event. Understandable, since there's not many Square Enix games, or rather not Final Fantasy, well, that too, but what is the Kingdom Hearts games? Well, none that came to the Xbox, so maybe they did miss it. But it's on their YouTube channel. Or it's all on YouTube. It's all over the place. You'll find it all over all over the place. So you can't really miss it if you're a fan. You're gonna hear about it somehow. You can't really miss it. So that was it. There was nothing else there. If you're gonna have a conference, which I don't think they had a conference in 2015. I think that was the big thing, right? They haven't had a conference since 2015, and if you're gonna spend a few years off, I would think that you'd have something to show. So I expected a new trailer like the one we got at the Sony press conference. They had a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts, or half of it was new, right? Then they showed off some more Rapunzel and whatnot. But I expected some new scenes. This was basically the same trailer as Xbox. There's no point of showing this again. I don't understand the point of that. They should not have showed up. This could have been like they could have just released the videos on the internet. It's easy to find information these days, and if you're a fan of Square Enix, you're gonna know what they're doing. So you could have just released it on the internet, and the news coverage would have covered it. Or just show up at E3 and not even do a conference. Just show up and just ask for an interview. That would have been way better. But there's no Final Fantasy 7. I didn't really expect too much to find that, but I was at least expecting a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy 7 would have been appreciated, even though I'm not. I didn't think it would show up, but that was it, unfortunately. There was another game. I think I think Square Enix had this weird Avengers kind of thing game they wanted to produce, right? They wanted to produce an Avengers game, and that would have been interesting to see, but they didn't show anything of that. So I think Square Enix's presence at E3 was unfortunate, unnecessary, and if they're going to do something like this, unwanted. I hate to be critical on them, but Square Enix has for years now kind of irked me, because and I know this is going off, so I'm not going to spend time on this. They spent all those years on Final Fantasy 13, which, you know, I try not to hate on that game too much, but Final Fantasy 13, the first one, that should have been it. There shouldn't have been any sequels, especially not 3. Not a trilogy of 13. That made no sense. And to, you know, do all those, to delay 15 for so many years, for like 10 years, that's crazy. And I'm calling that a delay because if you're going to talk about this game in 2006, you know, I know it's different, a lot different from how it originally was supposed to be, but if you're going to show it off and you're going to have the same looking characters and all this other stuff, you delayed it, you know. Square Enix needs to get their shit together, and they still can't. They still cannot get their shit together. There's no reason why Kingdom Hearts is coming out in January 29th of 2019. That's inexcusable in my opinion. I know I think I said in my other videos, but this isn't just as a fan. I'm just as in general. Like, if you're gonna miss Christmas, I mean, you should be coming out in February, you know, like, that sounds better. But if you're coming out in January, like 29th and shit like that, like, what was preventing you from shipping this sometime in December, you know? Because Kingdom Hearts is such a Disney game, it just seems weird to miss that Christmas time, you know? It just seems weird. It seems just really off. It's like having a Mario game come out in January. It's like, how did you miss that Christmas time? But, you know, that's kind of all I have to say about this. Oh, and I blame Nomura. I know I'm going to get hate for talking about Nomura badly, but I blame Nomura for all these delays and all this other shit, because Final Fantasy 7 gets announced and then they don't talk about it. They change developers. They're going to do CyberConnect and then not. Changing engines. I think they're changing engines for Final Fantasy 7 remake. I'm not too sure. I gotta look that up again. But changing engines. They're changing engines for Kingdom Hearts 3. Definitely. I definitely know they did that to Unreal Engine 4. This is. I mean, I really think Nomura just cannot get his shit together, and Square Enix as a whole can't get their shit together. I mean, they got a problem with that. These release schedules should not be like this, you know. But at least Dragon Quest XI is coming out in a timely manner. That's good. I think it said September, so that's coming out timely. I know the Japanese one came out last year, and being a year away, I don't think that's unnecessary. I don't think that's unreasonable. That's fair. That's a lot of text for those Dragon Quest games. That's a fair thing. But under Nomura, it would have been 3 years later, because he wanted to polish it, so-called. But whatever. That's pretty much it for my Square Enix press conference. I love Square. I mean, I really do. I know I talk a lot of shit about them. I know I just did. But they have, you know, I like a lot of their games. I love 15. I loved 7, the original 7, 6. And I'm actually went back to play 8. I like Final Fantasy. I like Square Enix's game. I love the Dragon Quest series. I love builders. I do like their stuff. It's just as a fan, it's just like, why are you releasing them so far away from each other? It's ridiculous. But what can you do? Oh, and Octopath is coming out in a timely manner. That's something. You gotta take your wins and take your losses. But that's what I think about Square Enix's whole conference. And you know, hope no one gets too mad at me, but that's just the truth. That's just how they're just not very timely and important stuff. But I hope to hear more information from them later in the year. Maybe this is just a sign that developers are just foregoing E3 altogether, because I think maybe we'll get information later on, and you know, go from there. But thank you guys for watching so much. Subscribe, I guess, and you know, I'll make more content. All right, bye.